Hi, everybody. It's Karon Thackston from Marketing Words. And look at the date. It is now Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas selling season countdown. You've only got a couple of weeks left before everything hits the fan, and everybody goes crazy on Amazon to start their holiday shopping. And there are things that you should really be paying attention to at this point so that you can tweak your listings, get your inventory where it needs to be, get ready to swoop in and make all of those sales. So I couldn't think of anybody better qualified to come in and talk about that than the folks at Helium 10. And I met Bradley Sutton probably about a month ago or so online. I've seen him doing the awesome Helium 10 videos and the Ask Me Anything lives that they've done, and worked with him as an affiliate of Helium 10, and wanted to get him in here and pick his brain and get him to share some of the most important things that you need to be focusing on. Helium 10 is an awesome suite of tools that you can use all year long, but especially now. They have so many different options that can help you boost these last few weeks until the end of the year and make sure that you wrap up 2018 in style. So Bradley, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you run with it. I am interested to hear what you have to say, and I know everybody else is excited to get some tips for boosting their revenue this holiday season.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me on here. It's great to hopefully be able to help your audience, because that's the name of the game. We at Helium 10, our goal is to be the most efficient tool out there to help Amazon sellers. We love hearing the stories about how people have used our tools in order to get X amount of dollars, especially during holiday seasons. That's the time to make money. We love hearing these stories. And that was how we started. The company was started by Manny Coates way back when he was starting his own Amazon business, and he was trying to make tools that would help grow his business. And then from there, it just really exploded. And all of the tools that we have come out with, in the last year or so, it's not necessarily from Manny, but it's actually from the Amazon sellers who are like, wow, I wish I had a tool that did this. I wish I had a tool that did that. And so we've tried to adapt to Amazon sellers' needs, because again, we're not successful unless, the Amazon sellers are successful. And as you guys know, regardless of the time of year, Amazon is getting more and more competitive, and you need to have that competitive edge, whether it's on your keywords, whether it's on your listing optimization, or else you're going to get lost in the shuffle, and you're going to be buried on page 10 and nobody's ever even going to see your listing. So the things I'm going to talk about today are especially important to do, with the holiday shopping season coming up. But even if, maybe somebody, I'm not sure if you're going to have this as a recording, but if you're watching this 6 months later, don't just discount it because, it's from the holidays. These exact tools and tips are what I've been using for the last 2 years when I used to be an Amazon seller, or I would consult with Amazon sellers. For those of you who don't know, I actually, before I started working here at Helium 10, I helped launch over 400 products on Amazon that made tens of millions of dollars.
Wow.
And so that's my background. That's why, the Helium 10 brought me on, is because I came from where you guys are right now. And we know the struggle. I know the struggle. I know what things you have to go through and how tools can help you. So that's the kind of viewpoint that I'm coming from. So
Great.
Let me just, I'm going to share my screen. And I'm just going to go through some of the top tips. I mean, I could have a 10-hour webinar right here saying how to use Helium 10.
That's right.
What I picked was like 4 or 5 of really important and actionable items. And guys, by the way, I don't want you to look at this as some kind of, sales pitch, or something. I'm not a salesman. I get $0 for being on here. I don't get any commission on people, joining or anything. What I'm here to do is to bring you guys value and to help your Amazon business. Whether you take these methods and use another tool, hey, go ahead. You can. The things that I'm going to talk to you today are not necessarily Helium 10 specific. You could use another tool. However, I firmly believe that using Helium 10 is the fastest and most efficient way to do this. But if you have your own tools, by all means, go ahead and use this information. But I just hope to bring you guys a lot of value today. So let me go ahead and see if I can share screens here. Move Karon over here, and let's go ahead and share. So you can see my Amazon window right here, Karon?
Can see it.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So one of the first things, and this has nothing to do with Helium 10, but just for optimizing your listing, one of the most important things to do is to make sure you have a lot of images and they're really great images. There are sometimes, here's an example, collagen peptides. Karon, I've probably done this a million times, but this is an example of a very competitive niche. And we're going to do a lot in the collagen peptides today. But where you can actually see most of these sellers are doing a good job with their images. And these guys, you would expect that because they're selling like $1.5, $2 million a year, no, a month on some of these items.
Yep.
Here's one that I like to show. Look at this, the nice clear image. This might even be a 3D graphic. I'm not sure. They've got infographics. They've got lifestyle shots. This niche is pretty good. One cool way that just got launched on Helium 10 is with our Chrome browser. That's what I just picked. Our Chrome browser on Helium 10. It gives you all of the sales data. That's how I knew that one was doing. Yeah, there's 2 items here on the first page. You're doing $2 million a month. All right, that's collagen peptides.
A month.
That's crazy, right, Karon? Most people, they'd be happy if they sell $2 million of one product in its whole entire lifetime. Others, maybe, hey, that would be great if I can do one in a year.
Yep.
But these guys are doing it in a month, guys. So remember, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Here. But take a look here. We have this cool tool where now you can see on the first page how many images sellers are using just to have a snapshot of it. So this listing, you could tell these are all pretty mature sellers. They know what they're doing. They're all using almost 6, 7, 8, 9 images. So one way, like if you were looking for a future product to sell, it's too late now for holiday season. But if you ever saw a high volume search term, this one is like 93,000, but even something like 10,000. So a lot of people are searching for it. And then you see on the first page, there's a whole bunch of listings that have like 1, 2, or 3 images. That might be an opportunity for you to look at because visually, buyers like to see pictures. But pictures are what sell things even more than the keywords. Sometimes you have to have the keywords, of course, because otherwise you can't even be searched on Amazon. Right. But once they actually land on the page, the number one important thing is your images. So make sure to use all the images. And if you see a keyword result where the top sellers are selling a lot without even having nice images, that's something that you might actually maybe look into getting into because it might be easier to compete with them.
Right. Come in and make a better listing.
Exactly. Yeah. So images, guys, is the first thing I want to tell you about. And, I'll be the first to admit there's nothing really in Helium 10 or other software tools that can just tell you, oh, your images are terrible or your images are great. You have to just use common sense. Like this is just an example I like to use of that strategy. Clear images that show the important details that make an emotional connection with the buyer. And now this is the first thing I'm going to talk about that really has to do with how Helium 10 can help you. And is that what I just said, which is emotional connection. The second place, most important place you're going to make that emotional connection other than the images is in the bullet points. Mm-hmm. Now this seller, I believe they're doing about $150,000 a month for this product. So I can't harp on them too much. Obviously, they're doing some things right, but I do think that they have room for improvement, and this is why. Take a look here at like the first bullet point. Now, this is the bullet point that's visible always when you go on a desktop or even on your mobile. Sometimes mobile, you can only see like the first couple bullet points, but always the first one, you're going to be able to see. Now, read with me right here. I don't know if you can see this. Depending if you're on your phone, you probably can't read this. So I'll read it out here. But just listen to this. First bullet point. Sourced from pasture-raised, grass-fed, non-GMO, type 1 and 3, 100% natural, hydrolyzed. I'm already falling asleep. You've lost me as a buyer. I tell foreign sellers, the foreign sellers from other countries who are selling in the United States, I tell them, guys, we American buyers are some of the laziest people you'll meet. You've heard of that phrase from the movie, was it "You had me at hello"? What movie is that from, Karon?
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. You had me at hello. Well, you got to get your buyers from like hello. And if you don't do that, you're going to lose them fast. So right away, if you're 90% of an American who's looking, of American buyers, the typical American buyers who are looking for something that catches, their attention, you've just failed if you just put a whole bunch of ingredients or scientific terms or things like that. I'm not saying you should not have those in your listing. Yes, those are important because there are people who do look for it. But again, this is Beverly Hills real estate right here, your first bullet point, all right?
Well, and not to mention, he pretty much already has all of that in the title anyway.
Exactly.
They saw it on the search page, they saw it on the title, and now they're going to read it again in the first bullet.
Exactly. And it's just not necessary, all right? So like, you want to tell somebody why they need to buy your product, okay? Because here's the thing. There's two kinds of searches. I mean, there's a million kinds of searches, but the two main kinds of searches are two types of buyers there are. There's people who search for brands, okay? Like, I'm going to go on Amazon. I need some shoes for my Zumba fitness class. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a Zumba fitness instructor. I still do every now and then. I have a lot of alter egos. I actually used to be a sumo wrestler.
No,
that's a whole nother story. Okay, you guys.
No, you did not.
Yes. And if you don't believe me, look up, Karon, have you ever heard of MTV True Life? There's a documentary series.
No.
It's on MTV. You can Google it. They actually did an episode about me because nobody can believe I'm a sumo wrestler. But yes, I used to be a sumo wrestler.
That's funny.
And I went from sumo wrestling to Zumba fitness.
Okay.
To Amazon. Anyways. All right. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah. Okay. So maybe I'm searching for shoes for my Zumba fitness class. And I know I love Nike shoes. Well, I'm going to type in Nike shoes. All right. That's what I call like a brand search.
Right.
People who are searching for a brand, they're kind of like married to that brand. You know, yeah, other things might come up, but they're looking for Nike shoes. All right. Mm-hmm. There's another kind of people who are kind of open. They're not married to a brand. It's like, I want some good, comfortable shoes for Zumba. So they might do a search like best shoes for Zumba fitness or something like that, right? Now, those are the type of people, like if they land on this page, this bullet point has to tell them, hey, you know, you just saw on that search results, there's probably 1,000 results. This is why you need to buy my product. I mean, don't say that, you know, don't say that, but that's the kind of thought process when I'm thinking about my first bullet points. How do I convince somebody doing one of these generic broad searches that they should pick my product over the rest? And that's what I'm trying to do in this first bullet point. So traditional way of teaching, if you're making your listing, but this is also for you guys who already have a listing. Well, I'm assuming that a lot of you have your listing. You're just wanting to optimize it for the fourth quarter here for the holiday season. I would highly suggest going, if you don't have, do this on your own listing. If you got like 1,000 or 1,500 reviews, do what I'm about to do. But even if you don't, find a top competitor who's really close to your product. I mean, like the look and feel of it is really close so that you know that their customers are kind of like the same people who would be your potential customers, and find one that has a lot of reviews. This is kind of like on the low end, like about 700 reviews, but preferably something with more than 1,000 reviews so you have a big sample size. And what you're going to use is Helium 10 Chrome extension, what's called the Review Downloader. I'm going to click this here, and let's just say, hey, I want to see all of the reviews from like, you know, November of last year until now, regardless of the stars. And then I want you to extract that, please. So now what Helium 10 is doing is it's extracting all of the reviews from that criteria that I gave, which is in the last 12 months, all right? Mm-hmm. It came up with 626 reviews. Now, what I'm doing is I want to know what's on my potential customers' mind who are buying this product, using this product, searching for this product, because maybe I can find a golden nugget or a hidden gem that I can make that emotional connection with them. So watch this. I'm going to hit this button analysis. And what's going to happen is in half of a second, Helium 10 is going to sort for me the most common phrases mentioned in all of these 626 reviews. And it's actually going to be sorted in descending order. So watch this. All right. So I just hit that. Now you see the most common phrase 50 times in all of these reviews said over and over, this exact phrase is in my coffee. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't know too much about collagen peptides, actually, Karon, I think you've taken collagen peptides before, right? Or have you not?
No, but you and I had this discussion at one point on a video that we were, a webinar that we were on, and the in my coffee just made sense to me. Yeah.
But for those of you, maybe that's new. For a lot of you, for me, it made sense to me when I first saw this, because I actually never had taken collagen peptides, but I do a lot of protein powder drinks in the morning. And me, I don't like the taste of it, and I actually don't like coffee, but I need the caffeine from coffee. So what I would do I would mix my protein powder in my coffee, and I would that's what I would do in the morning. So immediately I was thinking maybe this is what's happening here, but maybe this is a surprise to you. Like maybe you've been selling collagen peptides, but you're more thinking about, oh yeah, this is for your hair, skin, and nails. You can mix it in your water, and you're like, in my coffee, what is that? So if you have any question about why this is coming up, watch this. I'm going to hit this button once, and every single time in my coffee comes up anywhere in the listing, in the reviews, it puts them all right here together, and it's highlighted. This is not me highlighting it. This is Helium 10 highlighting it. So now I have the context. And so just within 20 seconds, I'm going to read a few of these. I've been taking this in my coffee for a short time. I'm pleased with it. I'm going to try this in my coffee. I start my day by using it in my coffee. I take it every day in my coffee. It's a very fine powder. Also mixes well in my coffee each morning. Boom. In 20 seconds, now maybe my eyes have been open. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that people are using this kind of product in their coffee. So now, instead of a bullet point that says, hey, pasture-raised, grass-fed, non-GMO, blah, 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 maybe I'm like, hey, would you like to have an easily mixable protein powder with collagen peptides in your everyday morning coffee or something like that? And guess what? For a lot of your buyers who are landing on this page, they're going to be like, whoa, that's exactly what I was thinking about when I searched for this. How did they know? All right. You would never have that kind of reaction for source from pasture-raised, non-GMO. Whoa, that was I was really going on Amazon to look for this type 1 and type 3. My goodness, I need that. That's not going to happen, guys. You got to find these things that's on your customer's mind. So the first thing I want to tell you guys, do that for your own listing, because maybe you can change something in your own listing, because maybe all your customers are talking about something about your product that you didn't even know, whether it's good or bad.
And what I find a lot is that people who have developed products like these are very proud of them. Absolutely. And they have a lot of pride in the fact that they did create a non-GMO product, that it's grass-fed, that it's really high quality. So they want to share that with everybody. And it's not always what the shopper is looking for first. It's great information, and they will be excited to read it, but probably not in the first moment.
Exactly. So, if somebody search for a brand, they already know they're going to buy that brand and maybe even that product. Okay, maybe some of these extra terms are good, because you're not having to convince them to buy your brand that you've never heard of. But for most searches are for generic, things, guys. So make sure to do this. So this is a step one that really is going to help. Let me see, what else can we do? Well, one important thing that I think is missed by a lot of Amazon sellers is the other marketplaces. Now, if you are not currently on Canada and UK and Spain, again, if you're just watching this video for your fourth quarter optimization, it's kind of late to start selling in those other marketplaces. But this is something that's kind of evergreen. What I'm going to teach you guys right now is something that it's important to know at any time of year. And then maybe those of you are already selling in Canada, UK, France, Germany, Italy, etc. You do have time to change your listing around based on what I'm about to show you, because no matter which country there is a bump during these next couple of months, or around Prime Day. It's not just the Amazon USA thing. All right. So let me show you. Magnet is our keyword research tool. Okay. The normal way Magnet works is you enter in a keyword term here, and we're going to go out there and find you hundreds, if not thousands, of keywords that are related to that keyword, that seed keyword that you're putting in. And our methodology behind this is we're looking at the top sellers for that keyword and then seeing what else that is generating their sales, so that could be relevant to you. So, for example, let's just keep going with this collagen peptides theme. Collagen peptides, and we're looking at Amazon.com. I'm going to do a brand new search for this. Okay. And it came out with 2,200 words. So what a lot of people do when they search for using Magnet, they'll sort it by exact phrase search volume. Okay. That means which ones are the most searched for in a month on Amazon. So for example, protein powder is a related keyword, and it's searched for 205,000 times in a month, all right? Collagen powder, collagen peptides, collagen, all right? Here's a sugar bear hair. That's something collagen peptides has to do with hair, skin, and nails. So that's actually a very hot one in America because that's one of those brands that is promoted by like Kardashians or people like that on Instagram and things. So that in America is a popular keyword. Vital Proteins is a popular brand here. So maybe you're looking at this and you're like, I don't want to see sugar bear hair. I can just delete that. I don't want to see Vital Proteins, all right? I just want to see, some of these others, all right? So here, maybe you already did this for your listing, and that's how you made your Amazon USA listing. But what happens is the next usual step that people expand to, and maybe you've done this already, is Canada. Makes sense. So they say, hey, Canada, Amazon Canada is predominantly English. Canada is an English-speaking country for the most part. So I'm just going to copy my listing exactly and make sure I'm highlighting the same exact words because it's going to be the same in Canada since they speak English. But watch this. I'm going to open up a new tab right here. And collagen peptides. Now you, Karon, let me know if you knew this. Did you know that we have Magnet available for all of these marketplaces?
Yeah, I did.
Excellent. A lot of people don't know it. So I hope you are like Karon and have been using this for the other marketplaces and not just using it for USA. So let's look at collagen peptides for Amazon Canada. I'm going to do a new search. Now, one thing right off the bat, the number of searches is going to be a lot less, and that's normal. Of course, Amazon Canada dwarfs in comparison to Amazon USA as far as search volume. But the thing that's interesting is seeing what are the top ones. Remember, protein powder, collagen, these are the top ones. Look at the number one related most searched for here in Canada, keto. Where does keto come here? Keto. The very first keto that comes in America is like the 38th or 40th most commonly searched for. But here it's number one in Canada. So maybe your US listing was not optimized for the word keto really at all. And then you just copy your listing over to Canada. You're already leaving money on the table because keto is the most important word for whatever reason. Maybe a lot of people in Canada do the keto diets, right? You do see similar words, collagen powder, makes sense. Bone broth, collagen peptides. Look at this. Collagen peptides is way down here. On the US, it was like way at the top, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's right here, number 4. All right. So that's kind of, Canada is similar. But again, if you did not rerun your research specifically with Canada in mind and just base it off of all the research you did in USA, I guarantee that you're leaving money on the table by not choosing the right keywords.
And see, you still got time to do simple changes like this. If you're selling in the Canada marketplace, go through and do a quick search with whatever, magnet or whatever keyword tool you're doing. Do it specifically for that marketplace. And you can go in and start tweaking ever so slightly to get keto in or the other keywords that you aren't. And you've got time to have that take effect now between now and the end of the holiday selling season.
Exactly. Very important point. These things that I'm doing right now, you see, I'm doing this live. I didn't prepare this and have these pages loaded up and I'm doing this right along live with you. So literally the time it's taking me to enter these keywords and get these results, that could be the time it takes you to do it and do your research as well. I'm going back to the US listing. I forgot to mention another cool thing that a lot of people are not doing for their US listing is putting the Spanish words. And Magnet and Cerebro are going to tell you those Spanish words. Those of us who live here in the States, we know how big of a population the Spanish-speaking community is in this country. Not just from Mexico, but from all, South America. We have so many people living here, and they're using Amazon USA, and they're searching in Spanish. And we reflect that information. Like, look here, the number 25 word in the USA for collagen peptides is colágeno hidrolizado, hydrolyzed collagen, complete Spanish word. It's searched for 7,000 times. And look, only 248 people have it in their listing. Compare that to, let me see what, hydrolyzed. Let me look if I can see the actual English word for that. Hydrolyzed collagen. Look at that. Actually, people search more for the Spanish word for this in the United States than the English word. But watch this. This is only searched for the English word for that Spanish one 4,000 times, but look how much your competition is. 2,000 people, 10 times as many people have the English word in their listing, and they're fighting for 4,000 searches, whereas only 200 people have the Spanish word, and you've got 7,000 searches that you can divide amongst those. So that's kind of a cool thing about Magnet and Cerebro. However, you look at Canada, the top 50. Let me see if it's even here. A Spanish word is not even in the top 50 at all. So you might not even want, if you're doing your Canada listing, I wouldn't even use your real estate for, a Spanish word, because they're not getting Spanish search volume. While we were talking, I did the search in the UK. That's the next kind of like logical step to do in your, expanding to the different marketplaces. You're like, hey, UK is an English-speaking country. I'm just going to use my English listing, but let's take a look at what the popular ones are here.
There's a big difference in UK English and USA English.
Do I need to do this segment in an accent? Collagen powder right here. No, that's kind of Australia. I don't know. That was an Australian.
Not in that accent.
Yeah, okay. Without the accent, okay. So yes, you have some of these collagen powder, collagen, but then bone broth. That wasn't one of the top 3 words in either of the marketplaces. Skincare. I mean, skincare is right up here. I didn't see that anywhere in the top 10 or 15 or 20 in the US or Canada. Collagen tablets. That's interesting. People actually search for tablets a lot instead of just powder. Joint care supplement. Let me see. Was that even on the top 50 words? Nope. That's not even in the top 50 words in the United States, but in UK, a top 10 word is joint care supplement. So again, you would have had to do your listing over again. You couldn't just say, hey, let me use this English listing because the English people speak English. Like, for example, do you know how to say a hood of a car in England?
No, but the trunk is the boot.
Yeah, the trunk is a boot.
And
like, you're like, boot? What? The hood is called a bonnet.
A bonnet, that's right.
And so it's like things that you take for granted that are, English is English. No, English is not English everywhere, all right? Everybody has their own, version. What about, we talked about Spanish words in USA. What about Spain, Amazon Spain? Let's look at this. We know that collagen is called colágeno. So let's look at this. The other mistake people do is they take their UK listing, they take their US listing, and now they want to do Germany, Italy, France, and Spain. And they're like, okay, let me just hire a professional translator and say, hey, please translate this listing. And boom, I'm good to go. Wrong. Don't do that either, guys. Take a look at this. Colágeno, number 1 word. Okay, that's kind of, that makes sense. Same as America and other countries, collagen is a very important word. But look at the number 2 word, magnesium. I'm pretty sure that's magnesium, magnesio. I don't even know why magnesium is on here, but I guess
it may be something that's a common ingredient they add, like when you get when you get vitamin D or when you get calcium. It comes with vitamin D because the two work really well. That could be what that is.
It could be like the best-selling products for collagen in Spain happen to have magnesium. Look at the number 2, the number 3, and the number 4.
Yeah. Top
searches about collagen have to do with magnesium. Here's one that's I don't even know how to say this in English. It's hyaluronic acid or something, right?
Right.
None of these things I was seeing in English over there, right? So this is important to know that you cannot just take your UK listing and then just do a translation, even if you have a professional, and say, hey, I'll be good to go. And then I think there might be some English here. Let me see. I wonder here if there are English words. Let me search collagen. There we go.
Oh,
look, here's the English word down here. So just like there's people who search in Spanish on Amazon USA, there's probably an English-speaking community who lives in Spain, and they're searching in English. So then you might want to put that word somewhere in your listing as well. So again, guys, in review of this segment of our program has been sponsored by I don't know why I use this vocabulary sometimes. But anyways, when you expand to other marketplaces, don't assume. We all know what the danger of assuming is. Don't assume that Canada and UK, you can use their same exact listing. Don't assume you can just get a professional translator no matter how good they are. You need to give them this other information and make sure that your listing is optimized for the marketplace that you're in.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. Now let's get into another tool that this is actionable right now. If you have not made your first product and you're doing your product research, this is an actionable item. If you have a listing that's mature and you're selling now and you just want to really make sure that you crush it on Amazon here in the holidays season, then this also is applicable to you. And it is Cerebro, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cerebro, what I say, and it's, I'm already kind of bored of collagen. So Karon, why don't you give me a keyword phrase of a niche to search for? It could be anything.
Organic dog treats.
Organic dog treats. Okay. Now I'm just going to go right away to like page number 3. Okay. Because I'm looking for some ones that are not selling that great. And I'm just going to say that's your product or that's my product. That's Karon's product, whatever. Let me see. One cool thing about Helium 10, once you have this Chrome extension installed, I don't have to click in each one to look for their rank. I have it right here.
Yeah.
This information is not available. So the other way I could do it is I can go here to X-ray. So that's what I'm going to do just to be even a little bit faster. I'm looking for ones that are not selling that great. Just a average product. Considering that the reason why you guys are watching this, you're probably not the number one seller in your market. Otherwise, you're going to crush it either way. So if you're not the number one, let me see. How about, here we go. That's one. They're selling like 100. Ooh, I like this one. Let me see. How many sell? No. By the way, guys, look at this. This is the number of active sellers. If you see something that's 14 or 12 active sellers, Karon, what does that mean about that product probably?
Way too saturated.
Yeah, way too saturated, or it's probably not private label too.
Oh, no.
Because this is probably, the only way you can get 14 different people on the same exact product is like, they're probably going to Petco or something. So it's probably like a brand name or something that they can get wholesale.
Greenies is a national brand. Riley's is a national brand. Pedigree down toward the bottom is a national brand. Makes sense. And that's why you see that they have so many sellers. So I'm looking for, probably most of you are private label sellers. I don't think we have the CEO for Greenies on today's video. Who knows? Karon's a guru with all this stuff. So, she might have some CEOs in her audience. We'll see here. Let me see. What about Plato? Is this a famous brand? Do you know of? I haven't heard of it.
Okay. So let's just assume, there's still 5 sellers though.
Go up to, you see the second one, 100 paws, 1 seller, only 5 sales.
Okay. That's a good one. Let's use that. So let's say this is your product, Calming Healthy Chews. All right. So let me just take a look at this product just to get an idea about it. No wonder it's calming. They're putting hemp in a
well, okay.
In a dog product. Yeah, your dog is going to be woo. All right. Okay. I guess that's a thing nowadays.
Supports a healthy mood. I bet it does.
I bet it does. I don't know how that's non-drowsy, but okay.
But see, that's not organic or a dog treat.
Let's pick something else that goes with this keyword.
Yeah. How did they get in there?
How about, no, that's oil. Hemp. What is it with everybody wanting to drug up our dogs?
See, that's not a treat either.
This is a hemp oil.
That's drops. That's not even a treat.
That's not even a treat. Oh, that's a sponsored ad though. Okay.
Why? Oh, well, maybe that's why.
Here we go.
Amazon let it show up.
Organics dog treat. Organic cat grass. Interesting. Soothing snacks. That's interesting. They're selling way too many though. How about this one? Is this a brand? Bully Sticks?
Oh, it's not a national brand, I don't think.
Okay, let's pick this one. Let's just take a look at it first just so we can get an idea about the product. All right, guys, take a look closely at this product. Let's just say this is your product, all right? It's a dog treat. They're in stick form. It's organic. What else? Okay, it's like in a bag, all right? You'll understand why I'm asking these questions, soon. So I'm going to put that right here in Cerebro as what I call my seed product because that's my product and I want to kind of see what's going on. So this product is selling about $250 a month. Could be 200, could be 300. we have a little range in there. Let's just say it's about 250 items. That's your product. And you're looking at these others and like, how in the world can I get on this level? What am I doing wrong? All right. So now let's go back to page 1. Come on, Amazon, where are you at? Page 1. Okay. And let me run this. And I want to, what I'm looking for now, and this is what you guys should do. You look on your most relevant keyword to your product, and you're going to go to page 1, and I want you to pick the best sellers, the ones who are selling the most. Watch, I'm going to hit this, sort by this. That's almost exactly like your product. And I'm going to show you that thought process right now. So I'm mousing over right off the bat. Here we go. Holy cow. 10,000. So this is obviously a brand name, but just for this exercise, let me see. Should I? You know what? I'm not going to include it because that's just ridiculous. 10,000 bags of dog treats a month that this person is selling. That guy is next level. But look how many sellers are. So
yeah. Old Mother Hubbard is a national brand. Rocco and Roxy is a national brand. Okay. That one below it. Nope. Newman's Own.
National. I'm going to go ahead and include this. Let's just pretend that this is not a national brand, but it has traits that make it seem like a private label. But again, I want you guys to pick private label, but I don't want to spend 30 minutes on here. So we're going to play make believe like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I just aged myself right there, I think, by mentioning Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but let me go ahead and put that make believe. So that's again, it's in a bag, it sticks, it's organic, and it's for dogs. Okay. Let me see. I'm not going to pick this because this is completely different kind of product.
Yeah.
Beef jerky. No. What about this? Nudges. Let's just call this. Let's just say, hey, this looks like my product. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. No. Training treats. This one, the price is too low. How much was that price? $20. So I don't want to compare myself to a $5 product. A lot of people are probably just buying it because of the price.
Yeah.
Shoes.
There's some down at the bottom.
Play-Doh. Riley's Organic Peanut Butters. Biscuits. That's 9. Here's some more here. Okay. So let's go ahead and pick this one, even though these are selling similar to me. And wait a minute. What about this? Okay, there we go. And human. Oh, human
grade, probably.
Yeah, okay. Now I was like, what in the world?
Human treats.
What's going on here? Okay. So let's just go with these 3 for now. All right. Now I'm going to do a reverse search. Now, for those of you who don't know what Cerebro does, if you just look up one ASIN, is it goes out and searches all of the keyword phrases that you are ranked for in the top 306. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what this is doing is now I'm searching 4 different ASINs, my product plus all of these 4, and it's returning a list of keywords that any one of these are ranking for. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the whole total list is 2,737. That's a lot. All right. So I want to know what's driving the sales of my competition, my good selling competition. They're doing better than me. I want to know where are their sales coming from. So I'm going to first put here the number 3. Do you remember, Karon, why I put number 3 here?
I don't think you ever told me. No.
Okay, so this is good. Finally, something that Karon doesn't know. Just know it all over here. Steals my thunder. So now I get to educate her on something here too.
That's right. Teach me.
Ranking competitors means that the minimum I want a word that all 3 of these guys are all ranked for. Okay. Because if I just did my research on one, like, oh, hey, this guy's selling 5,000 units a month, I want to base my stuff off of him. Well, he might be converting for some word that's only relevant to him. Like maybe he had done some special YouTube video that went viral, or he was on Dr. Oz or some weird thing where all of a sudden everybody searched for this strange phrase and it tied to his product. So if you were to base your picking the most important keywords for your listing based on just one competitor, that's a mistake. And I know a lot of people do that because it could work, but there's also a 25% chance, 10% chance, whatever percent chance that that keyword is not relevant to you. However, what if you could find one keyword or a few keywords that are relevant to all of your main competitors. That goes in to my logic behind this of why I was visually looking at the price, why I was visually looking at the structure of the product, that it was sticks or that it was in a bag or whatever, because my whole idea is if my product is and looks like this, and these all look and feel like my product, their competitors, their customers are probably the same as my potential customers, at least the demographics is. So if somebody had liked this product, that's probably that same person would have chosen my product. So that's why I'm looking for hyper relevance. So the first thing I'm doing is saying, hey, don't just show me a keyword that maybe one of these guys are ranking for. Show me the keywords that every single one of them is ranking for. So it gives me that much more confidence to choose that keyword, knowing that it's relevant for all the top sellers in my niche, not just for one. And look what it narrowed it down to. It narrowed it down to a list of 171. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Dog treat made in USA, all of them are ranking for it, okay? But only 23 people a month search for dog treat made in USA. I would have actually thought that it would be more, but hey, this is an estimate that comes from Amazon's data that they make available. Dog treat made in USA is only searched for 23. So that really I don't care about. I'm going to say, hey, show me the ones that it's searched for at least 200 times a month. Now we're down to 42. However, look at, for example, this right here. Dog treats small, okay? This is searched for 200 times. Okay, search for 3-4 times a day. Might get a few sales. However, the competitor rank average is 188. So the question is, what does competitor rank average mean? That means if you take their position for this keyword result of this product, and this product, and take the average, divide it by 3, it's 188. So you know that, honestly, they're not getting many sales from this keyword. Because if you're in position 188 or 200 or whatever, nobody's going to page 10 to go look for their dog treats. If they don't find it on page 1, they're probably going to look for page 2, maybe, or they just give up. That's the nature of an American seller or a buyer right there, right? So I'm going to put another filter. Show me the ones where if you take the keyword search results or the keyword search ranking for each of these and average it out, it is on page 1, meaning that all 3 of them are probably on page 1. So not only is the word relevant to all 3 of them, not only is it something that's searched for a lot, but they are all on page 1. And the only way they could get on page 1 is if they're selling for that keyword. So you know they're converting. So I'm going to hit apply. And then now I have a list of I put competitor rank average 1 to 200. I said I wanted to do 20, right? So let's go 1 to 20. And now I have a list of 2 words. So look at this. This is interesting. You might not have not known that these might be the 2 most relevant keywords to your listing. And look how long. This is cool. The longer the keyword, guys, other people are probably not focused in on it. So right now, if you wanted to do a promotion to really bump up your ranking around this time, you would promote these 2 keywords. Healthy dog treats made in USA only. All right? Treats for dogs made in USA. So look, if this was you, the next thing you're going to look at is your relative rank. So where am I ranked compared to these guys who are all on page 1 and 4? You know what 4 means? That means you're dead last among all of these 4. So watch, I'm going to put my mouse over here. This tells me why. So one guy is ranked number 9, one is ranked number 14, one is ranked 21, and one is ranked 29. So, or me, I'm ranked 29. That's why that's bold there. So I'm last place. So that means for a word that's very relevant to my competitors, somebody searches for this healthy dog treats made in USA only, they're all seeing my 3 main competitors before they even see my product. They probably might not even get to my product because I'm not on page 1, okay? What about this one? This is even more telling. One competitor is ranked number 7, one is ranked 36, and another is ranked 17. So they're getting sales from this. They're average on rank 1, but me, I'm not even ranked at all. So maybe there's something in here I don't have in my listing, or maybe I don't have this in phrase form in my listing. Something is happening where I am not even in the top 306 for this, but all my competitors are. Sometimes you might have to open it up a little bit. Like this is only 2 keywords. You want to see, hey, okay, maybe I'm going to put it down to only 2 ranking competitors and let's see if that opens it up. Okay, that opens up another word. Here's another word here. Dog train, or which one is new? Treats for dogs made in USA. Maybe I'm going to say, hey, show me something where the average rank is at least 1 to 30, and it's going to open it up a little bit more. Now I have a list of 10 words that could be potentially relevant, and I'm going to look at my relative rank and look, I am last place or next to last or not even ranked at all on every single important keyword that my main competitors are getting sales from. So this is something, guys, that's actionable right now here in the beginning of November, or it's actionable if you're in July. You want to compare yourself to your top selling competitors and see how you rank compared to them, and make sure that the words that they're getting sales for, the words that they're on page 1, try and get yourself onto page 1 of those, because you know if your competitors can convert for that keyword and they look and feel and are priced the same as your product, well, you can get sales for that keyword too.
Yep.
What do you think about that, Karon?
That's awesome. I love it. You took me to school. There were some things in here you were doing that we have. I mean, the Marketing Words team uses the Helium 10 suite, but there are things in here that you just showed me that I didn't know about. So we're going to have to add some of this sneaky little stuff to our strategy.
Awesome. So one more ninja tactic. All right.
Okay.
Watch this. So like, let's say you came up with this list of 10 words. Okay. So you're like, do I have this in my listing? There's 2 ways to do that. All right. I'm going to show you both ways. One way is index checker. Okay. I'm going to put this ACE in here. Remember, that's quote unquote mine. And I'm going to copy all of these words, export, copy to clipboard, and I'm going to put it here. Okay. Did I just put dog treat? Okay. So here, this is interesting. This just caught my eye. A lot of people misspell treats because the A is right next to the S.
Yeah.
And so that's something you might not have known about, right? So what I'm going to see is, do I have these words in my listing? Am I indexed for it? Which means, am I searchable for these keywords? And this is going to, show that. Okay, some of these I am searchable, but some of them are not. So like these 4 keywords right here, I am not searchable, or I am searchable for it, but these ones I'm not. All right. So watch this. So let's say you want to tweak your listing, and I bet you Karon doesn't know that we have this. Watch this.
Scribbles? Oh, I'm big into Scribbles.
Scribbles, but have you ever imported a listing to Scribbles?
Yes.
Okay, so it's so hard to wow Karon.
That's because we already use all this. Well, most of the stuff. I'm going not every single tool, but
my listing. So now, is this the product you wish to import? Yes. So now look at that. I have my whole listing right here in easily editable things. And now I'm going to take that list that I had, and I'm going to export this to Frankenstein. Okay. This is our keyword processor. Again, guys, these tools, you can use like some algorithm or some Microsoft Excel or maybe some high word processor. There's nothing revolutionary here, but isn't it so much easier? Just everything is in the same place and you can just do it. Right, Karon? We
started out with Frankenstein and adored it. And when you guys added Scribbles, we just went nuts because it saves us so much time.
So as you see, USA is repeated over and over here again. All right. So there's 56 total words, but I want to know what are the unique words. So I'm just going to say remove the duplicates, and there's 21 words total. So I'm going to copy this now, and I'm going to put this here in Scribbles. And then now it tells me exactly the words I didn't have in my listing. It says used keywords right away. So treats, for, dogs, made, dog, natural. Those are all in here somewhere. So now I know I don't have USA. So let's just say maybe I'm going to type in my title, made in USA. Look what happened to USA. USA went from up here to here. Now I know, hey, I still got to get training. I still got to get Trita in here. Trita, I don't like to put a misspelling in the front, so I'm going to put that in my back end. Trita. That's gone. Kong. I don't know what that is. Maybe King Kong something? Kong?
No, there's a toy called Kong, and you stuff treats into it. So the Kong filler is people are looking for treats that'll fit inside a Kong toy.
Okay. Makes sense. All right. So this is the thought process, though. What I was just doing was I would take the words that I didn't have in my listing, put them in, And then now I'm ready for the holiday season, because now all of a sudden I'm going to be searchable for a bunch of words that are important for products like mine, but I did not have in my listing. So there is just, I can't believe the time went by, so fast. But that just takes you guys with just a small fraction of the things that is going to help you. But again, in review, make sure your images are good. Make sure your bullet points are optimized for an emotional connection. And the best way to do that is by checking out your reviews if you have a lot, or your competitors' reviews. Yep. The next step is make sure that your listings are optimized for each marketplace that you're in. Mm-hmm. Don't assume to just copy English listings and put them in Canada and UK. And then the last thing is compare yourself to your top competitors to make sure that you are optimizing your listing for keyword phrases that your potential customers are actively searching for, products exactly like yours. And then, Amazon, the name of the game in Amazon is getting eyes on your listing. And the only way you can do that is by being searchable, and then actually being in a place where people can find you on Amazon. And then, of course, having a listing that's going to connect with your buyers. So I hope that is going to help you guys crush it for this holiday season, or for any time of the year.
None of this stuff is going to take an overwhelming amount of time. If you want to use it now, we're in November now, if you want to use it now to boost your holiday sales and to go in there like gangbusters on Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all the way up until Christmas holidays, great. But as Bradley has said throughout, you can use this for any time, for everyday ordinary stuff. You can use it when Prime Day is coming up. You can use it when back to school sales are coming up. Anytime you want to get a boost, and it doesn't take a ton of time. Especially, use whatever tools you want, but you saw how quick it went. And you just import and export from one part of Helium 10 into another, and bam, 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 you're done. So awesome. I so appreciate you taking the time to share all of these tips, Bradley. It has been phenomenal. And I know that you have just helped a whole lot of sellers really crank up their revenue for this coming holiday season. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Well, thank you. You're very welcome for this. I always have fun reaching out to new audiences, and you've got a unique audience, and I hope that this helped you guys. And please, do you have a Facebook group or how?
Yeah, I'm going to share it in the Facebook group. This is going to be up on YouTube and several other places. There will be comments.
Okay, so wherever you guys are seeing this video, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, please make comments on later on. Come back to this, a post, or come back just even in the Facebook group, and let people know and say, hey, somebody, tag me. If you can find me on Facebook, tag me to let me know how this helped you. And if you were able to increase your sales by using some of these, because I love hearing, those stories. And so please make sure to let us know your results come January.
That's right. Oh, and then there's the coupon code.
That's right. I told you, I'm not a good salesman. How do I forget about that?
Well, I mean,
but guys, there's a coupon code that she's going to have. And now this is important, because actually Helium 10, you can use the free version. But a lot of the stuff that I just demonstrated is not available on the free version. So what I want you guys to do is to get either on what's called the Diamond or Platinum plan. And she has, do you have one coupon code, or do you have the two different ones?
I have two different ones, and I'll leave them both.
Okay, so she's going to put them here. One is like, if you know for sure, hey, Helium 10 is for me. I'm sold. I need this. Do the 10% off coupon. That's a lifetime off, coupon code. Or if you just want to kind of like take it for a test drive, I really want you guys to take it for a test drive to see if it's going to work for you, because I have never had one person try the full suite and say, you know what, it's not worth it for me at the end of the month. Because the only ones I have heard that is like people who say, hey, I'm just going to sell on Pinterest, or I'm going to sell on eBay or whatever. Okay, obviously you don't need Helium 10 then. But everybody who is actively selling on Amazon, I have never heard of one person say it's not working for them. So I want you to use the 50% off the first month, because that is really going to show you how much value we have. So those coupons are going to be below. And then guess what? Day 29, day 28, if it's before 30 days and you're just like, yeah, I am going to just sell on eBay because Amazon is too complicated, or whatever the reason is. We don't ask you what the reason is. You just call up support and just say, you know what? I'm not going to use Helium 10 anymore. Can I have my money back? And you'll get your money back. So there's like no risk to use to do this. So please take advantage of this code. Don't spread it out to the world. This is something that we made specially, for Karon and for her audience. So it's only for you guys. I want you guys to get the benefit. Use that code, commit to it, and let us know how using it helped your business.
All right. Awesome. Bradley Sutton, Helium 10. Great stuff. I appreciate it. You guys scroll down, leave your comments, get your coupon codes if you choose to use Helium 10. Like, share, do all that great stuff, and then go kick some holiday butt. How about that?
Yes, please. All right. Thank
Bradley,
you for having
we'll catch you later.
Right.